Sometimes, the greatest storms don't come with thunder or rain. They come with silence. A silence that wraps around a young boy waiting at the bus stop, ignored by the world rushing past him. This is one of those storms, and this is his story. The old bus stop on Claymore Street had seen better days. Its bench was chipped and worn, graffiti curling up like forgotten prayers. Every morning, Jamal sat there, skin dark as rich soil, backpack frayed at the seams, sneakers talking from the soles. He was only 11, but his eyes carried the weight of someone much older. The city moved fast around him. Men in pressed suits checked their watches. Women with manicured nails hailed Ubers. College students with designer backpacks streamed past without a glance. Jamal clutched a plastic grocery bag tighter against his chest, the one that held his schoolbooks. A half-eaten apple, and dreams too fragile to name. The bus, when it came, was always late, and it was always full. When Jamal boarded, faces turned away, casual, automatic. The driver, a man with silver hair and tired eyes, barely looked at him as he beeped his pass. He sat near the back, next to the heater that sometimes worked, careful not to brush against anyone. Through the window, Jamal could see the sprawling towers downtown, the world of marble lobbies, glass elevators, and men who never had to wait for a bus. His mother once told him, "Baby, some doors ain't built for us, but that don't mean you stop knocking." He believed her, but some mornings, like this one, the knocking felt like pounding on stone. The next morning, the air was thick with mist, wrapping the cracked sidewalks in a heavy, damp silence. Jamal tightened the string on his old hoodie and waited, his toes numb inside his soaked sneakers. The bus screeched to a stop, and Jamal climbed aboard, stepping carefully past the puddles pooling on the floor. Near the front, a boy in a brand new Letterman jacket, blonde hair, bright eyes, laughed with a group of friends, tossing his backpack onto an empty seat like he owned it. When the boy dropped his wallet, it hit the floor with a slap. 4 hands instantly reached down to pick it up, each trying to be the first to help. The driver chuckled, ruffling the boy's hair as he handed it back. "Be careful, champ," he said warmly. Jamal watched from the back, silent. Nobody ever ruffled his hair. Nobody ever called him champ. At the next stop, the bus jerked, and Jamal stumbled forward, knees scraping against the rubber floor. His backpack spilled open, books, crumpled papers, a crushed sandwich. No hands reached for him. No smiles. No words. A woman shifted her purse farther onto her lap. An old man stared out the window, pretending not to see. Jamal knelt there for a moment longer than he should have, gathering his things slowly, cheeks burning with shame. He wasn't invisible. He was something worse, something they wished they didn't have to see. That Friday, the rain came hard and fast, slicing sideways through the streets. Jamal stood at the bus stop, shivering under the threadbare hood of his sweatshirt, the fabric clinging to his skin. The bus was late, again. Minutes stretched into an hour. People waiting at the stop peeled away one by one, hurrying into coffee shops and stores to escape the storm. But Jamal stayed. He had nowhere else to go. By the time the bus finally groaned to a stop, Jamal's fingers were so numb he could barely hold onto the rail. He stumbled aboard, dripping wet, his sneakers squelching with every step. The bus was nearly full. No one met his eyes. No one shifted to make room. Jamal gripped a pole near the back, swaying with the jerks and stops, the water from his clothes pooling at his feet. Then, it happened. A little girl with pink boots looked up at him, then at her mother, and wrinkled her nose. The mother pulled the girl closer, shooting Jamal a glance so sharp it could cut glass. Jamal felt something inside him crack. He squeezed his eyes shut, but the tears came anyway, hot and angry and ashamed. In front of a bus full of strangers, he cried, "I'm just trying to go to school," he whispered, voice breaking. No one answered. No one moved. Only the hum of the engine and the rattle of the rain against the windows filled the space where kindness should have been. As the bus rattled toward downtown, Jamal wiped his sleeve across his face, trying to disappear. The windows blurred with rain, the city outside melting into a gray, uncaring smear. Then, a hand, thin and weathered, tapped his shoulder. Jamal flinched, startled. Standing there was an old woman, her hair a halo of silver, her raincoat patched but clean. Her eyes, a soft blue, met his without flinching. She didn't say anything. She simply held out a paper napkin, the kind you get from a diner. And when Jamal hesitated, she smiled, a real smile. The first he'd seen all day. "Come on, honey," she said gently. "Let's get you warmed up." At the next stop, she led him off the bus. No one else moved. No one else seemed to notice. She walked him into a small, warm diner that smelled of coffee and fresh pie. The waitress, an older woman with kind eyes, brought over a blanket and a cup of hot cocoa without asking. Jamal sat in the booth, shivering less now, the cup warming his hands. The old woman sat across from him, sipping tea. "You're stronger than you know," she said, voice steady. "The world's gonna try to make you forget that. Don't you let it." Jamal nodded, the lump in his throat too big for words. When he finally stepped back outside, the rain had lightened into a mist. The city still roared around him, but inside, something had changed. He wasn't invisible. He wasn't alone. And somewhere deep down, he knew. He would keep knocking.